Well, John, for once we get a downward surprise, better than expected jobless claims numbers. They come in at 364,000. That is a decrease of 51,000 from the previous week's revised level of 415,000. And it is much lower than the 388,000 that was forecast. What we also are looking at, obviously, is continuing claims, because we want to know how soon people are coming off these rolls. 3,469,000. That's higher. But, of course, that number is delayed by a week. So it is not as good a news on an ongoing basis. But we do see some progress being made.
Just want to turn to the price action briefly. Mike, S&P 500 futures up 4, advancing about 1/10%, basically where we were. Looking at the bond market at the moment, yields pretty much where we were too, 147 on a 10-year, almost 2.1% on 30s. Mike, you teed it up nicely going into payrolls. Is there any read on this from claims over the last couple of weeks going into payrolls tomorrow?
Well, there's not a lot, because these are people who are not working, who are getting claims, or who are no longer getting claims and could be working, but it doesn't tell us necessarily that they did get jobs. And that's the big dichotomy between the JOLTS numbers of those who are looking for work and those who are offering work. So we'll have to wait until tomorrow to see what progress has been made.
I went to a fancy chart, Mike. We're not going to show it. Log convexity here of an elegant chart, which reaffirms ever more elegant this morning. I mean, we're heading towards a fully employed America. You've got an important GOP map up the Mississippi and even out beyond the Missouri River as well, of the states here that have said, we're not going to play with Washington's game.
Yeah, one of the big issues is have people not been going back to work because they can get unemployment benefits. And so a number of states cutting them off early. And we can look through the list here and see that in terms of initial claims, Alaska, one of the first to cut it off, down by 17,000. Iowa goes up by 189,000. So maybe it doesn't hold through there. But Mississippi and Missouri both cut off a couple of weeks ago, and Mississippi's down by 302,000 and Missouri down by 247,000. Yeah, that's a lot as a percentage. I don't have the exact percentage calculated, but it does tell you that we're seeing a big drop in initial claims. And then when you look at the total claims for those states, Alaska is down by 753,000, and Iowa is down by 2,003,000. So we're seeing a lot of drops. Actually, not 1,000, I'm sorry. Alaska's down by 753. But we're looking at significant drops in the states that did cut off benefits. That just tells you that they cut off benefits and threw those people back out onto the street. Did those people then get incented to go get jobs? That's what we don't know yet.
Mike, one thing that you're pointing to also is this dispersion in the recoveries in the different states, how different different states are with respect to how high the unemployment rates are or how low. What are you seeing in terms of the tale of two sides of the United States?
Well, it doesn't appear that there is a significant difference geographically in terms of the number of people who've lost jobs recently. We are looking at, California, which is still paying generous benefits, sees 6,000, almost 7,000 jobless claims fewer than the week before. But that doesn't tell us that those people are going out and getting jobs. And that's going to be the hard thing to parse out. We don't get the data on state-by-state employment until later in the month.